the penultimate round of the CMAX Premier League here on beautiful Ghana land at Softball, South Australia. It's also Pride Round, so welcome around the country, around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be joining us for CMAX Premier League action. My name's Eric Balnar, joined by a myriad of special guests for the broadcast today. We'll welcome in the first member of our broadcast crew. It's the legendary Kylie Weatherstone. Kylie, welcome to the broadcast. We have some other guests that will be joining us who are some notable names of South Australian softball folklore. But let's first tee up this game here. It's a battle between the top two teams. This is the second last round of the minor rounds, but it won't be the last time these two teams play each other.
Absolutely not, and they'll be checking each other out, making sure all their dots the I's are dotted and their T's are crossed on information that they need to all get ready for the finals.
Actually, I might have misspoke, Kylie, because there is a scenario where West Torrens and Port Adelaide don't see each other in the finals. Now, if the finals were to start today, they'd be playing in the 1-2 game, and they might be playing in the grand final. However, while Port Adelaide have secured a spot in the top two, a win today gets them the minor premiership, it is now very, very tight for spot number 2 and a double chance in the finals. Sturt and West Torrens are on equal games played. They are on equal runs allowed, but West Torrens have a 2-point advantage. Now, it's very possible, playing the league leaders today, that they drop this game, and if Sturt win on the backfield, then we would have a draw that would go to a tiebreaker for a top 2 spot. If that scenario, then maybe they won't see each other again, depending what happens. But the point is, it's tight at the top.
Absolutely. Isn't it great for softball, though, to have such a tight competition? It makes these type of games really, really important. And all season they've been practicing and playing these games to be able to play in the finals. So this game should be red hot. I'm really looking forward to seeing Steph pitching in the middle there for West Torrens. I think she's going to have a very big influence in the game. And, Port will be making sure that they get some good batting off her, getting ready for the finals as well, if they do, and when they do play maybe in the grand final.
I don't think Steph's return to the Premier League can be understated, the value that she's brought. West Torrens, they haven't lost in 2024. Since the competition came back. Steph just had maybe a below average game for Steph Trzynski, you would say, on Saturday, where she pitched, both games. She pitched 14 innings, 26 strikeouts, allowed 4 hits over those 14 innings. Subpar 4 hits from Steph Trzynski. No, she's been dynamite from the second she's come back. She's looking fiercer and more determined than ever, and that's a scary thought because she's one of the best we've ever seen here.
Absolutely. Class pitcher all the way around, and player. Like, she can play outfield, she can bat, she can do everything, and very, very lucky we have her here in South Australia as an athlete, and as a pitcher. I love watching her pitch too, because you can just see the skill that she's developed over a lifetime, and she's a very, very good pitcher. Well,
I look forward to you breaking that down. Now, look, we've got the West Torrens coaching staff out on the field trying to mop up. The sprinklers went off. And that's the delay of the game right now.
If you can't tell, it's actually quite windy here today, and we tried to put some bit of water on the dirt to keep it down. Back on over in Diamond 2 at the moment, it's like a dust bowl over there. But we had a bit of trouble turning the water off. So we've now got a situation where that pitching mat could be a little bit unsafe for the pitchers. So they're just trying to dry it out, and Steph's just having a look herself to make sure that she doesn't hurt herself while she's pitching there. Sass is on her hands and knees at the moment, trying to get that water off that pitching mound at the moment. It can be very dangerous, so they're doing all the right things there by trying to get that water off.
So Steph will throw a few warm-up pitches, so she'll go in the circle for West Torrens. Now, the woman who has been leading the charge for Port Adelaide all season long, Liz Angler, she'd be in the conversation for possibly polling enough votes to at least be in contention for the Kath Coral medal as the best and fairest in this competition. A 17-3 record when she starts games, but she's not starting today. She's got that sub-2 ERA. Charlotte Dobrozchek, a very promising young player in the circle. Now, she's a talented pitcher, but she's not their ace. That tells me that maybe Port Adelaide hiding a little bit from West Torrens before the final starts.
Yeah, I think Port feel quite comfortable with the position they're on, being on the top of the ladder at the moment, so they're not going to show her, basically. They're going to give her a rest and give Charlotte a go in the middle, which I think is great to see for Charlotte. And, you know, just get the field a bit of practice out there, give Charlotte a go there and give Liz a bit of a break. But West Torrens, I'm sure they're going to be going right at her and trying to get some good hits of Charlotte.
When it comes to the ladder right now, Port Adelaide on 36 points. They've clinched a spot in the top 2 with Sturt drawing earlier today against Seacombe. That means that they cannot finish lower in any mathematical realm than top 2, which means that they're going to have the double chance. And now we're going to get a look at our third member of our commentary crew today. This is Danny Moffat. She's going to be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. This is Pride Round, and I'm sure we'll hear about it from Danny Moffat as well. But what can you say about Danny Moffat as she gets ready to deliver the first ball of the game?
It's fantastic to see Danny out here again. She is a South Australian. She originally actually from Queensland. She came and played for South Australia for some time, played nationals with her, played for Torrens Valley Red Sox, but she's been lucky enough to come down here this weekend and is lucky enough to throw the ceremonial pitch for the Pride Round. And I know she went out and had a bit of a practice, and she wasn't sure whether she was going to do slingshot or windmill, but she's been told to have a go at windmill, so I'm pretty sure she's a bit nervous. She doesn't normally stand in the middle of the diamond, so she's normally out in the outfield or third base, so she'll be looking forward to making sure this pitch goes where she wants it. So Amber's just going to get her helmet.
Yeah, she's taken no chances here. So Amber Hood gets set. Danny Moffat in the circle. The team's around. Here's the pitch, and it's over the plate for a strike from Danny Moffat.
She'll be very
sure she wasn't a pitcher back, you know?
Definitely not. Very strong batter, Danny. So I'm looking forward to having her with our commentary team and catching up. It's great to have her here.
So Danny Moffat getting all kinds of love and praise. There's Mel McGee, the coach of West Torrens. They have a relationship going back as well a long way.
Absolutely.
When they played.
Yes.
So Steph Trzynski now will take home in the circle, a place that she is very comfortable. She has been on a torrid pace since she has returned. She has looked at times completely untouchable. What is the key as a batter to trying to generate offense when you have an intimidating presence like Steph Trzynski in the circle?
Well, first of all, she's obviously the speed, so you don't need to worry about hitting the ball hard. You just need to make good contact, and you need to have your timing right and pick the right pitch to be able to hit the ball. So she's generating your pace, so all you need to do is keep your hands back and hit the right pitch where it needs to be, where it is pitched. There's
a look at the defense of the West Torrens Eagles, a team that has not lost since the calendar turned to 2024. The big one to note here is that solid infield, but Emma Burridge making her return to the A-grade side. She's been stepping in at first base. Kelsey Nucky held down that position for a while, but Emma Burridge doing a great job over at first. It's a pretty solid, reliable, and you know what you're getting from this West Torrens team that's on the door of another premiership. And you know, for Steph's point of view, it's so fantastic to have a field like she has behind her. She can actually just go in there and throw the ball hard and not worry, knowing that a field's there to back her up. And when Liz Engler is batting 9 in a lineup, it tells you all you need to know. Engler batting over 300 this season. It is a dangerous Port Adelaide lineup. They play hard, they play fast, they play aggressive. It should be a good one between the top 2 teams. Trzynski, a Calf Coral winner, to Golden, a Calf Coral winner. And it's over the plate for a strike. That was called a strike. Someone else who threw a strike earlier in the day, just a couple minutes ago, Danny Moffat, joining us in the broadcast booth. Danny, thanks for joining us. How do you feel on that first pitch? You're looking nice and loose. You could get out there.
I was very nervous. I don't get nervous very often, but I was extremely nervous.
Well, we saw it as a strike. KT called it a ball.
KT would call it a ball. He is my favourite umpire of all time. But and I'm very grateful for West Torrens to give me that opportunity to jump out in the mound.
It was great to see you out there. It was a good-looking pitch. And how good did the uniforms look today? Even on Port Adelaide. I like that white on black look. It's a bit different. And then they have the pride flag adding some more color to it. The teams are looking sharp right now.
They are. That's good.
But this is a good battle between Trzynski and Golden. Pitch up high. We asked Kylie Weatherstone this question just before the broadcast started. Obviously, Steph Trzynski she's grooving right now when it comes to her softball. As a batter, what do you do to try to generate any offense off somebody who's rolling like Steph is? Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball, and I guess he just asked Jess Golden. Maybe we should ask Jess what she would do, because she just slashed one to right field.
I think that's right. When you're facing someone like Steph, you just got to get the hands out there, go with the pitch. If you have to do a two-strike adjustment, even if none on, then do that.
Yeah, Kylie was saying just, the pace is going to be there. Just get bat on ball and maybe just hope for the best. Jess Neves swings through a pitch from Steph Trzynski, so a rare hit allowed from Steph Trzynski. And Port Adelaide and West Torrens, you figure, are going to collide at some point in the finals. Both teams trying to lock up. Well, they entered the day trying to lock up a top 2 spot. Attempted steal from Golden. It was a good throw from Amber Hood, testing the arm early.
Very good throw, Hoodie, and good work there, Lana, at shortstop, but even better slide, beat the play out.
One thing we've seen, Kylie, is Jess Golden is aggressive when she gets on base.
Absolutely, she is, and it's fantastic to see as a player, fast player, previous player, to watch someone like that. It's fantastic to see. Just saying, Steph here, she's got so much movement on the ball. Every pitch is doing something. It's a rise.
Is it one of those cases when you have a player like Steph Trzynski pitching that you get a runner on base with no out, that you have to take every chance to try to move her around and get into scoring position?
I do agree. It's hard to hit her, so you may as well try and get a bunt down and move the runner around and try your best. Put the ball on the ground.
Strikeout from Steph Trzynski. It is the first of the day. It likely won't be the last. There's one down, and now it's that scary middle part of the lineup from an opposition point of view. Brie Marcelina, Jess Maslin are due up right here. That's 2 attempts with a runner in scoring position versus Steph Trzynski.
Absolutely, and with Jess's pace by now, she's at second base. She's got a better opportunity to score if Marcelina here can get a hit than if she was at first. So by having that steal there, she's now got an opportunity. All she needs the ball to get past this infield, and I'm sure Jess will be home.
Jess Golden can run. This flared out towards center field, but having to charge onto it was Marching. It drops in front of her, and now it is runners on first and third.
Probably what we say as a miss hit. Had to charge in there and try and get that ball at centre field, and it's just fallen short. Good running from Jess too. She had a look. She didn't get to go back to the base. She could tell that ball was going to land in that area there, and made sure that she got to third. So we've got a 1-3 split now.
Opens up a few possibilities to score that first run. Trzynski just missed. It's a 1-0 count.
That's a good pitch.
A tense early moment between the two table toppers. West Torrens need to win to hold their spot likely in second. Maslin goes swinging. Chops one away foul. Maslin's gone deep this season. She's got that home run power. And Maslin chops one to center field. Marchink will move under it, make the play. Here's the tag. Golden will score, and it's an early run from Port Adelaide.
Jess didn't swing that hard on that pitch. She just did enough to get the ball in the outfield, and Jess was always going to get home then. A good sacrifice fly. There's nothing you can do in the field on that one. You just need to get the ball back in to make sure that runner at 1 doesn't go anywhere.
Charlize Callahan, certainly one of South Australia's up-and-coming stars. She is a star in South Australia already, has delivered a couple clutch moments in Port Adelaide's drought-breaking premiership a couple seasons ago.
Represented South Australia with the Stars this year as well.
That was a young South Australian team that held their own at Nationals earlier at the start of this year. she goes.
Yeah, as I say, Steph is just making sure that she's not giving her anything up high, nothing up in that power zone. She's throwing the ball low to make her hit a ground ball so they can get a double play, hopefully, at least a single out.
That one chopped away. There are 2 outs on the board. And scorebook does say 1, but there are 2 outs. It was strikeout to Neves, and then the fly out. That was the sac fly from Jess Maslin.
Yep.
Good hitter, Jess Maslin, just doing enough to get that ball deep enough to score a speedy runner from third with not much of a challenge. Mixing up the pace a little bit.
Steph's just having a bit of trouble trying to see the signals. I think the sun's annoying her a bit. Oh, pitch.
Well, it's got to be a little bit uncomfortable knowing you have the sun coming down at this angle in your eyes. And then also, you know, right before the game, there was the sprinklers on, the mat that their landing's on a little wet. It's got to be off-putting a little bit as a player.
Especially as a pitcher on the mat, that gets quite slippery when it is wet. So. When you don't you haven't known it's rained all day and then the sprinklers come on, so you're not prepared for that either. So
is it just something you're thinking about a little bit more that you weren't expecting to think about?
I'm not a pitcher, but Kylie's a pitcher, so Kylie will know a lot more about pitching on a mat than me.
I think you find Steph is such a professional. I don't think that would be bothering her. She's just in the game here right now, and Port Adelaide are bringing it to her. So she's got a challenge on her hand right now. Full count.
The girls tried to get me to pitch my opening pitch off the mat. There was no way I was jumping out there on that mat because I'm a bit clumsy on this diamond.
You've had plenty of good games here, though, Danny, over the years.
Yes. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time.
Callahan, this is a good battle. Number of pitchers still in the full count, and she is just fouling away. She is not an easy out right now, Charlize Callahan.
I was trying to remember what year you actually came up from Queensland. Oh, sorry, down from Queensland, I should say.
I came here for the 94-95 season.
Right, yeah, and the Torrens Valley.
Torrens Valley Red Sox,
yes.
So a good 30 years ago now.
Yes. Back in the good old days.
And Callahan, what an at-bat. She'll rattle one over towards center field. Lucas is waving around the runner. Marcelina slides in. And Charlize Callahan wins an epic battle with an RBI double. And it's 2-0 Port.
Wow, what a great shot, though, the piece of that ball. You'd be very happy standing on second right now. Charlize, that's a great shot.
Yeah, she just plugged away, got the pitch that she wanted and just drove, went to the right side, which is where you want the ball to be hit, especially the runner on 2 and put them home.
Just a tough at-bat.
Tough.
And Ben Lucas, knowing that runs are at a premium versus West Torrens, did not hesitate in sending the runner around. Gemma Letton had a big old hack at that.
That was huge.
The smiling assassin with another runner in scoring position.
Oh.
And now she'll knock one to center field. Marching won't have to move much. But what an opening inning from Port Adelaide. Hits to Golden, Marcelino, and Callahan. The sacrifice fly and the RBI from Jess Maslin. And that was get them on, move them over, bring them in. That is a textbook first inning from Port Adelaide.
I think Coach Lucas showed that they're coming out to hit here. They're not coming out to bunt and move them around, so they'll be coming after Steph, punching the ball.
That's it. They're not trying to overhit the ball, are they? They're just trying to make sure they've got good contact. Some very good swings there. You know, some textbook swings as for juniors is what you should be looking at. Swings like that, and look at the result. Some very good pieces of the ball.
There is a look at the Port Adelaide defense and pitching, and well, what was listed on the lineup was Charlotte Dobroschek. Well, that is not going to be the case with the early lead. They're going to make that DP swap already with Liz Engler, 17-3 record, an ERA below 2. She will be in that conversation for the Kath Coro medal for sure. What a year she is having. She went deep on Wednesday night. She is playing some good softball, to say the least, right now. And now with a lead, well, they're going to throw Liz Engler out there.
Which is very interesting, because I think that those couple of runs there obviously changed the coach's mind as whether we might have a go here. We might see what we can do. And Liz is quite capable now coming in here. She wouldn't have been concerned being not starting. But she's now going to come on and see what she can do here.
Well, Danny, maybe you can walk me through from a coach's perspective here that old strategy with the DP on the lineup before the game. When you decide who, in fact, is going to be throwing that first ball of the game, is it sometimes smoke and mirrors? Is it sometimes a wait and see? Can you walk me through this little trick that coaches seem to have at their disposal?
I think it is smoke and mirrors sometimes. It's definitely a rule that confuses me at times as well, still, as a coach. But
so put the player in that's not starting in the starting lineup, give it to the coach, and say, actually, just kidding.
As long as you remember to tell the players as well. There's nothing worse than the other pitcher running out there and then they've made a change and they haven't communicated. But yeah, it's and I guess for Ben, he's got a couple of runs up, so why not give her a go?
Now, a win today for Port Adelaide secures the minor premiership. And Jordan Harris cracks one to center left. That drops down, well caught off by Letton, but it's an easy double for Jordan Harris. And West Torrens instantly trying to issue the response.
I think we're in for very much of a hitting game today. There's been some very good shots, and that was another one from Jordan. Just beautiful swing there. Saw it early, got out in front, hit the ball out in front, and as a result, she's standing on second base.
I think a player like Jordan, I've watched growing up, and just her swing is just so easy. Just meets the ball, hands are strong, and always finds the gap in the outfield, just line drive outfield hitting.
And she can run too.
And she can run.
Yeah.
She can punish you in so many different aspects of the game. Amber Hood, an on-base machine. She went from one of the younger players on the Stars to one of the veteran leaders of the Stars in a hurry, didn't she?
Absolutely, and quality player that she is, took it all in her stride.
Pitch a little bit up high. So Liz Engler under a little bit of pressure. Both these teams seem to just know how to apply pressure on opposition. That's what's led them to be the top two at this point in the season. And they foul it away. Well, this isn't final softball yet, but it does have that intensity that's ramping up towards final softball. It's probably a good run-in for these players before the real show begins in a couple weeks.
I do agree, and like you said, Port, a win here will cement that top spot. That's a win over the Eagles for moving into the grand final, or the final series, sorry. So that's always one up to get that.
Well, there's one scenario that gets very interesting. So Sturt right now, they're playing Seacombe on the backfield. If Sturt win, well, they would move to equal points with the Eagles. And if the Eagles lose, well, then all of a sudden it's equal points, equal games. And at this moment, well, before the game started, and a big strikeout from Liz Engler. She likes that pitch. I was just going to say, if they lose, West Torrens lose, and Sturt win, well, then all of a sudden it's going to be a tie for second place for that double chance game, and things get very interesting all of a sudden, even when it comes to tiebreakers. So there's a lot on the line.
There sure is.
Good pitch, though, you saw in the CMAX replay. Still a runner in scoring position for Lana Kaesler. Kaesler knocked towards second base. Took a funny hop, didn't it?
It sort of went right sideways then, so well fielded by Jess. Edwards there.
Look at the CMAX replay. Oh.
She did very well to field that one.
That is nightmare fuel as a fielder.
Off the end of the bat are always the hard ones to field, and then when you get on dirt, that makes it a harder situation.
Danny back sky. Hasn't she stepped up this season, now batting in the middle of the lineup. Got the Queensland connection.
Yes, Danny's
It
from
is.
Queensland.
She's a Queenslander.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
this kid will go all right then.
A Queenslander named Danny playing for West Torrens.
Another, yeah.
What could go wrong?
I did not know that. That's really good.
She's certainly making her imprint now in the South Australian softball community since coming over a few years ago.
She's actually one of the newly appointed directors here for softball's SA.
Now she's going to direct this to right field. Neves charging on, and she makes the play. That will end the inning, but a great effort from Jess Neves to end the inning and the threat. Let's look at this on the CMAX replay.
Danny just sort of poked at that one, didn't she? Well caught by Neves. Made some good ground.
That drops. I don't know if it was going to be. Looks. Yeah, that would have been
Pretty close.
Yeah, very
Let's
close.
call it. It's a better story if it was going to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll call it.
I call fair.
Yeah.
I call fair. Danny just got caught out there. Didn't let the ball come in a little bit.
Eric Balnart here with Kylie Weatherson and Danny Moffat. Danny, thanks for coming down to South Australia for Pride Round. It's I love you got the Moffy on the back of the Guernsey as well. Why'd you want to come down this weekend?
I think, one, my beloved Eagles, and the way that they celebrate the Pride Round. You know, it's something that Mel McGee put together a couple of seasons ago now. I just think it's great for the softball community and then the organisations that they help out with the funds raised. You know, it's just good to be around the South Australian softballers again.
Something literally to be proud of.
100%, yes.
Montana Edwards will lead things off. McKenna Smith and Liz Engler also due up for the Port Adelaide Magpies. 2 early runs. And Edwards with a big swing. Now Lee Hull loved Montana Edwards and her efforts in the batter's box. Sneaky power, he would say. I don't know if it's so sneaky anymore, though. You can only be sneaky for so long.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, nice pitch there from Steph there, just on the outside, curved away. Enticed Jess to have a swing.
Quickly ahead 0-2.
Oh, close enough to call, close enough to hit. I've always believed in that, so that was definitely a strike that just needed to go after. Another strikeout there for Steph, at number 2.
Look at the CMAX replay.
Yes, just good edge. More than an edge there.
From a batter's perspective, what, that would look like it's going out, and then all of a sudden at the last second it says, haha, kid.
That was a big edge. That was a ball inside the play. That was good. Good pitch.
Sort of hamstrung as a hitter in that situation. McKenna Smith called strike again. She has come out and just thrown 5 straight strikes to start this inning, Steph Trzynski.
Yeah, I think she might just pick it up a notch now from the first innings. She wouldn't have been happy with that.
I mean, in the first innings, I mean, it kind of played in right to the playbook that you described, Kylie. I mean, the hit from Jess Golden, she sort of just made contact, slashed one to the right side. Brie Marcelino mishit it, and it just fell in that awkward space between second and center. Jess Maslin drove a ball deep enough to score a run at third, and then Charlize Callahan was the one that really earned that hit. That was a great at-bat, but other than Callahan, nothing really hit too hard off Steph Trzynski.
Right, exactly right. You don't need to overhit it, just got to make good contact.
Charlize Callahan seems to have Trzynski's number in
Yeah.
big situations right now.
Steph and Amber will remember that. I'm sure they've written it down in their little book for next time, and make sure they don't pitch that same pitch to her again.
Yeah, I think Steph's come out with a bit more pace this innings too. I don't think she's too impressed with how the first went.
And another strikeout from Trzynski.
Yeah, she's definitely picked up a notch now. And sometimes for the first, I always found when I played first inning, sometimes you can be a little bit off. It just doesn't quite go as you plan, but then you just get better and better and better. And I think Steph's one of those as well. That by the end of the game, I think we'll definitely have more than 3 strikeouts.
And you always hear that expression, the last out is the hardest one to get, and I get that. But where does the first out rank in the scheme of things?
You probably don't think about it as much, but I suppose it's just as important. Every out is important. You know, in a 7 innings game, you want them all.
Angler rolled over to third, scooped up by Hoyle, and she took that extra time to make sure that throw was on the money. That's some good defense from Sophie Hoyle. Walk us through this one on the CMAX replay, Danny Moffat.
As an old third baseman on these diamonds, it's one of those ones you want. You want to come in, charge the ball, pick it up, throw it on the run. Absolutely perfect glove work and throw.
You can see her just double clutch it that brief second.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a strike across the diamond from Sophie Hoyle. So many talented infielders on this West Torrens team. You look at Sophie Hoyle, Lana Kaesler, Jordan Harris. All of those players. Emma Burridge can play a few different positions on the infield. It's sort of an embarrassment of riches. Amber Hood can play a few different positions as well. It is a very talented infield from West Torrens, and I'm sure as a pitcher, that helps a lot when you know you have that reliability behind you.
I think it's so important for a pitcher to know that how good her field is, and just put the ball in there wherever the catcher wants it and have faith that wherever the ball goes, the fielders are ready to turn the doubles, ready to get the singles. Absolutely.
I always knew you had my back, Danny.
Had your back, Kylie,
Always.
for sure. For sure. I'd just say, Kylie, don't throw it inside. As an old third baseman, don't throw it inside.
In the dugout, in the club room, Xanthi was puts on the game we played in Nationals in an ACT, and the ball went over your head a couple of times off me, and you kept looking it over going, oh, there it goes. Another one.
First pitch swing from Emma Burridge, who is batting in the 5-hole. She'll be followed by Steph Drzezinski and Sophie Hoyle. Again, you look at the power of this lineup. If Sophie Hoyle's batting 7, it's a pretty difficult lineup to contend with.
They just keep coming, don't they? And Port has the same thing. They just keep coming at you.
0-1 count. 2-0 lead right now, though. Port's striking early. And Emma Burridge over to second. Well, Montana Edwards with a nice trap. Sticking out that left mitt and scooping it over to first. Let's take a look at the CMAX replay.
It was a change-up or an off-pace pitch, and she's gone with it. But, yeah, great pick-up there from Jess Edwards at second. They either stick or they don't on those ones, don't they? You just got to go for it, and she did exactly that.
Steph Drzezinski. West Torrens swinging early in counts.
Getting after that pitch, because quite often the first pitch is the best one to go after, but you've got to be sure. You've got to make sure that it is. And the pitchers know that. So as much as we want to, as a pitcher, you want that first strike, sometimes you need to put it on the edge just to entice them, because batters are expecting it to be a lot, a nice pitch. So that was a good pitch there from Liz.
And a 3-pitch strikeout. She moved the ball up, down, and around the zone. A well-pitched at-bat from Liz Engler.
I think you're right, Kylie. I think as a coach, I'm always one, go after that first pitch, because, a lot of coaches say not to, but for me, if you're playing for me, go after it. The pitcher wants to get in front.
Exactly right.
So you might not get a better pitch all game, but...
Again, a first-pitch swing.
Engler's, throwing it in there and doing a job.
Jess will be going to be all over that, and so will Liz. So I'll be very surprised if we don't have a change up this pitch, or at least on pace, just to upset their timing. And that is the you're not trying to strike them out or get a strike with a change up or an off pace. You just try and upset their timing, so then you can go back the next pitch and throw a hard one at them and get it past them. So I know she's gone hard there. Got the strike.
And the change-up gives you a ground ball out usually.
Yeah.
A miss-hit, so it's an easy out for you.
Yeah, you change ups, you don't want to throw anything high. You want them hitting that ground ball.
On the 0-2 count, Sophie Hoyle fends one away. So where does she go here?
Yeah, well, I'm minting my words at the moment. I still like the change-up.
I get change-up.
Ooh. Good edge, though. Good edge.
Catcher wanted it.
Yeah, well, she's just asking the question.
Asking the blue.
Yep. What was
Sophie
wrong with that
Hoyle
one?
was thinking about it at one point.
Yep. Jess has framed that one quite hardly as well.
Try for the same spot.
Living on the edges right now, Liz Engler, 2-2 count. Up the middle and a diving stop from Marcelino. She made the play.
Wow, what a play. That one is definitely for the reels. That was fantastic.
An inning-ending web gem. I don't know if I'm watching softball or gymnastics. There's the 10 out of 10 dive. The throw from the knees, the splits from Smith, and an out given. That is unbelievable.
Brie Marcelino stayed on that ball, picked it up, could have just given up without the throw, but knew she had the time to still get there. That was very, very impressive.
You know, we always teach our juniors you don't pick up the ball with your glove.
I wasn't going to mention that.
I wasn't
going to mention that.
In that instance, she had to because the ball was on the opposite side of her hand. So, what a play.
That was a great play, great play. And the stretch at the end by McKenna Smith helps it out.
Absolutely. Perfect timing to get that foot out and that glove out. She needed to have a really good stretch to get that out. Well done.
You can see on this CMAX replay, it was almost like her foot was sort of angled just to stay on the bag a little bit.
Yep. You push off, in essence, you're sort of trying to push off, but you're trying to keep your foot there to get the out. So, fantastic play.
Well, every great pitcher has great defense behind them, and that is a great example from Liz Engler and the Port Adelaide powerful defense. Second time through the lineup as we're back at the top. Golden, Neves, and Marcelino. And the first pitch swing from Jess Golden. Again, what's fun about both these teams is they both attack, don't they?
They're very aggressive hitting teams. It's impressive to watch, not hanging around waiting for a walk. They can hit to all sides of the field, hit all sides of pitches.
This one fouled straight up. Amber Hood's going to run out of room. Yeah, those aggressive hitting teams certainly put a lot of pressure on the defense. And you take a look at some of the defensive plays that Port Adelaide's already had to make this game. You had Jess Neves running down a ball in right field. You've had a couple funny hops right towards Montana Edwards at second. And obviously that great play from Marcelino over towards first base to Smith. That is preventing runs by way of defense. And earning runs by being aggressive on the base paths. Jess Golden got on with a single, stole a base, and then was scored on a sac fly. Just as you draw it up as a coach, right? You get the lead runner on, a bit of speed, move her over by stealing a base, and score her with the power bat in the middle on a sac fly.
That's exactly right. You want 9 batters or you lead off batters, and then, just bunt them around, and then you have the 3, 4, 5.
It's a very, very easy game.
Softball is such a simple game.
And Jess Golden powers one to center, a diving effort from Marching, but that rattles against the wall, and she might pay for it. Golden is held up at third. It had to be a good throw in from right field to stop Golden going around, but Marching laid it all out on the line.
Great effort. Thought Coach Lucas was going to send her. I thought, Lana was pretty far out there on that relay, so I thought they might have given a shot.
It had to be the perfect throw.
Had to be the perfect throw.
I probably would have sent her.
I think as a coach, I would have sent her too.
Yeah.
You're already 2 up. Have a go.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And she deserved it too. What a great hit.
I do like that philosophy, though, because so much has to be right from that throw from the outfield to the cutoff, and then even if that throw's good, then the next throw has to be perfect to the catcher, and even if that's good, the catcher has to be right on the money.
Yep, that's exactly right. The outfielder, the center fielder, laid out on the grass, so she's either got to get up or the right fielder's got to come over very quickly, so that's an extra base right there.
We've seen some plays early on in this one. Prime time and Pride round, and the players have delivered an entertaining contest so far. Now, also not sending her. I know the runner's at third, and they've already scored a sac fly, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that Trzynski could go 3 straight strikeouts here.
It's the little things that fire Steph up. So she'll come back. She'll definitely come back.
She is very competitive, Steph Drzezinski.
No matter where she's playing in the field.
She dialed that one up, rides one inside. Just missed her spot.
Just saying hello, just move back a little bit here, like.
Neves just fending one away that I don't think she was quite sure of, whether it was ball, strike, just stay alive.
Absolutely.
Did you do that, Kylie? Throw a few inside to get some players off the plate?
Of course. I'm pretty sure you were one, Danny.
Probably was.
No, I'm sure, I remember some good hits from you off me, that's for sure. I think I got you a couple of times too,
I think
though.
you did.
Yeah.
Probably with a change up.
Yeah, got the curve. Or the rise.
Couple options there, Kylie. Oh, and a big strikeout.
Just a little high.
Here's well, that's the Jess Golden hit from earlier. The pitch, that one, tough to tell from our angle off the side, but probably looked a little bit high. Either way, it's going to be a strikeout looking. Brie Marcelino, she's 1 for 1. Had that hit to center, and that is cranked to left field. Easily scores 1. Marcelino is at 2 in a hurry. You look left, you look up, and she's standing on second base with pace. And it's 3-0 Port Adelaide.
Again, just timing, wasn't
Timing.
it? Beautiful shot.
And she's got those long limbs that, you know, you're right, half a dozen steps and she's at 2.
Yeah, exactly. Good relay there from West Torrens, yeah. Kept her at second. Steph and Amber are just having a bit of a chat, seeing if they need to change tact.
Well, this will be certainly a confidence booster for Port Adelaide if they needed more confidence going into the finals.
They've done well. And the hitting doesn't stop here now with Jess Maslin in the box.
And Charlize Callahan lurking behind her. There's no rest in this lineup.
No.
Don't worry, once you get down to 7, 8, 9, you have Montana Edwards, McKenna Smith, and Liz Angler.
Who all can hit the ball.
Oh, and Jess Maslin.
This will be interesting. Well, the question will be asked, was she in the box when she ball hit her?
Well, let's take a look at the CMAX replay, Kylie, and you can make the umpire call. Well, look at Jess's expression. Yes. I think she was thinking she...
might have been out of the box. Very close. Interesting that Jess was even coming around for a bunt on that play. Jess is obviously known for a good hitting.
I was about to say that. I think she shocked herself.
Yeah.
She forgot she had to wait for the ball to be out the way before she ran. I say she's in the box. The blue was there.
Oh.
Another very talented player, Jess Maslin, made a big difference ever since she moved over to Port Adelaide. Helped win their first premiership and first premiership. We'll just leave it at that.
Although it was against the Eagles, I was very happy for Port to win that.
Oh.
Jess Maslin to right field. That will knock off the glove of Beal. Marcelino easily scores, and it is a Port Adelaide peppering right now.
I think Jess will be very happy that she didn't put that bunt down and just come up with a lazy double. Very good shot.
Same thing. Hands to the ball.
We actually have a very, very special guest who's just standing behind me at the moment. I'm just going to give up my headphones and bring her on, and I'll be back later on. Here you go.
We are about to be joined by a former Magpie. We talk about winning premierships, but now over at the Rebels. Yo, Grauer, what's going on?
Oh, not much. I've been following along a bit throughout the game, so excited to join you guys.
Well, your former team is laying it on right now. This one flared up in the air. Harris calls everybody off, makes the play. There's 2 down, but hits. A lot of hits in the first inning, but a lot more power on these hits. One from Golden and one, well, Marcelino and Maslin. It's a tough top of the lineup on this port side.
Yeah, they're definitely very talented 1 through 9, I'd say, and they're doing a really good job adjusting to the pitches Steph is throwing. Just some observations throughout the game. They're getting on top of the ball.
Gemma Letton chops one away, foul. So with Danny Moffat and Yo Grauer in the commentary booth here, but Port Adelaide pouring it on early. 4 runs versus Steph Trzynski doesn't happen very often.
No, definitely a bit of a surprise, but I think Port probably came in with a bit of a game plan. And you don't know whether Steph's hiding pitches or not, getting ready for finals. They might have a game plan as well. So it'll be interesting to see what comes.
Gemma Letton still with the runner in scoring position. This lineup just doesn't get easier. Letton fouls one away again, so 2 strikes on her.
I think, Eric, the thing with Port is they're hitting doubles, line drive doubles to the gaps.
Hard.
They're not going to the fielders, they're going to the gaps and, you know, turning singles into doubles with their speed.
Letton lays off the pitch again.
They're doing a good job of laying off the rise ball this game the whole time and waiting for Steph to come into the zone.
Rolled right back to Trzynski. Should be an easy play. It is, but another 2 runs added on to the tally for Port Adelaide. And it is a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Now, Yo, you did allude to something as a pitcher. You know, you've pitched in these games late in the finals. Well, you're pitching in games now, right before the finals starts. When you're going against a finals opponent, is that something that a coach like Danny Moffat might tell you to hide pitches, or do you talk about strategy right before finals starts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this stage in the game, you're trying to take notes on the hitters that you're facing as a pitcher, whether that be hiding a pitch or saying against this hitter, I'm going to try this approach. I'm going to only go inside, just try to find where their holes might be. And if they do end up getting a double, if I'm a pitcher, I'm thinking, you know, they got me this time, but I'm going to be ready for finals because I know what she got, and you can take notes.
I think charting during the game, like you said, is probably very crucial now, and it gives some of the young players, up and coming players, that can sit in the dugout and learn how to do that as well, and go and talk to the pitcher and catcher at the change of innings to see what pitch was thrown and where they hit it, so you can, you know, keep some good notes.
Well, Port Adelaide with 4 runs on the board already. When they come up to bat next, it'll be Montana Edwards, the 7th hitter, having her 2nd crack at it. This is the 8th hitter for West Torrens, Tara Lord, and this is her first at-bat of the game, which sort of tells you how things are going right now.
Port are definitely the hitting team for today.
West Torrens certainly do have some power about them. You'd think if Lord or Marchink here can get on and then just turn it over to Harris or Hood, they have a chance to pile something together.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some speed at the top of the lineup there, so you want to get runners on that can help move them over.
And a shot up the middle. You speak it into existence. There it is. It's a lead-off runner for the 2nd time today. And the first hit in a string of 6 outs for West Torrens.
Like we said, the leadoff's very important to get on. When you're 4 down, you're probably not going to bunt. You're probably going to just keep hitting away. So it makes it easier for the batter as well to know what's going on. But Tara Lord, I've watched her a few times come through under 16 nationals, and she's an up-and-coming, really, really good player.
Marching trying to lay down the bunt.
I'm not coaching. I wouldn't bunt. Coach McGee.
Like we were saying about going into finals here, it could also just be a good practice to get ready. If you come into this situation in finals, you need to know that your players can get the bunt down.
I'm sure coaches are also thinking about that. Ooh, a close throw down there as Lord was off the bag. Got back in time, but I'm sure coaches are also thinking about that optimal lineup formation that they draw up before in the week leading up to the game.
We do.
Over towards 3rd, off the glove of Callahan, and no outs made at all, so 2 runners on. We were talking about just get 1 runner on when the lineup turns over. Well, West Torrens have both.
Yeah.
Talk about put the ball into play, let the fielders do the work. So make some contact.
Short swing.
I think Charlize did the right thing going for 2 there because her body was taking her there and she misplayed the ball. That's probably the only shot she had at that situation.
So Jordan Harris has had the biggest shot of the game for West Torrens. She led this game off with a double. First pitch swing again. Charging on is Edwards, who's made another tricky play over at second, but Harris will advance both the runners. It's another put out for Montana Edwards. We were calling the game last week with Montana Edwards, and she was busy at second. She's doing it again now.
Yeah, she's had a very great season from what I've seen. And props to Jordy there, hitting the ball behind the runner to move him over. That's what you need to do in that situation.
And good fielding there too, whether you got the runner coming across in front of you, whether you want to charge the ball to try and get the double play. She held back a bit and let the ball calm and play the first out.
Well, Les Engler has taken over the lion's share of duties this season with the departure of a certain player over to Glen Elg this year. But Liz with a 17-3 record as a starting pitcher this year, which is, I mean, I'm not great at math, but I think that's a pretty good number.
Yeah, she's done a fantastic job. And even Wednesday, I think she put the ball over the fence, which is great to see. So doing both sides of the field.
I mean, I don't think many people are surprised, but why isn't it surprising that Liz has been doing so well this year?
Why isn't it?
Why isn't it? Yeah. What about Liz makes her a good pitcher?
She hits her spots really well. I think she does a good job keeping the ball down in the zone, so it's difficult to elevate. And she's got this nasty changeup. You cannot see it coming out of her hand at all, so very easy to fool batters.
Now, Kylie was calling for that changeup all last inning.
Yeah, you haven't seen it much today, have you?
We haven't
that
seen
might
it
be
much,
another
no.
strategy thing, maybe tucking it away.
A lot of low. Get the ground ball out.
Yep.
Amber Hood with 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out on the board. And Amber as good as anybody at feeling out that strike zone.
Yeah, I think she gets on every single time I face her, so.
Now she gets on base more often than not, Amber Hood.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 balls on Amber Hood.
Oh.
Drives one towards right field. Neves moves over, dives out, and makes the play. A run will score, but Neves made a fantastic diving play that probably saved another. She's made 2 outstanding efforts out there.
Yeah, that was amazing. What you guys used to call her, the magician?
The magician.
Right?
Lee Hull called her the magician.
Yeah, magician play right there. And like you said, saved a run.
Big time effort, some big time defensive plays from Port Adelaide. Neves charged on a ball in the first inning to end the inning, catching it just before it went foul. Marcelino had that great diving stop and then unbelievable stretch from McKenna Smith. Montana Edwards big at second, and Neves with another diving catch.
Port's getting the white shirts dirty today, that's for sure. It's good to see. The white pride shirts out there look really good.
They look even better with a bit of dirt on
I was
them.
going to say, even the Rebels there, yo.
I know, we had our white tops. It's good.
Whole association getting behind it. It's been
really
cool
good
to see. It just seems to get a bit bigger every year.
Oh, there's that changeup.
Grounded back to Edwards, and on the changeup, she makes the play.
Perfect, we saw the change-up finally.
Yeah.
She did throw one, so good play there again. See if the Eagles can come back out. And like you said, Eric, we're here for a special reason today, for Pride Round. And West Torrens this year have 2 organisations that they're raising money for, SA Rainbow Alliance and the Rainbow Shoelace Project. Have you got your Shoelace Project things on you?
Is it these socks?
I've got the socks
Well, the
as
socks
well.
from Baseball Sock Co. are unbelievable.
The baseball sock co. Here, yo. Have a set of these. You put them on your shoelaces.
Oh, thank you.
And so good that West Torrens do this. You know, I'll just give a quick speech. Is that all right?
No,
about
go
that?
for it, yeah.
The Rainbow Shoelace Project is the brainchild of 12-year-old Abby Jane, who with their friend Max Dawn started giving out rainbow shoelace beads in their hometown of Broken Hill. The idea came to Abby when she was worried about wearing pride flag coloured beads on her Converse to high school, as she was worried that she would be bullied. Abby felt scared and alone. Abby realised that other queer kids might be feeling the same way and decided that it would be great for a queer kid to feel that way, that they are supported by seeing their peers wearing the pride flag coloured beads. The aim of the project is to show support to the community by wearing pride coloured beads on your shoelaces. So big thank you to West Torrens for, you know, helping be inclusive of, you know, when you got young children that are feeling this way, I think it's a really good opportunity to reach out and show your support.
How's the courage from Abby, though, to do that and then build some community from it, too?
As a 12-year-old, that's just, you know, that's just the best. And especially in a town like Broken Hill, you know, there's not much community out there. You know, the country towns have sometimes a different mindset, so that's just super brave, super brave.
A great story. There's a whole bunch of merchandise for sale just behind us over by the canteen and bar.
And if you're not at the game, get onto the West Torrens Eagles Facebook page or website and check it out. Stubby coolers, shirts, socks.
Well, meanwhile, another strikeout, her 5th of the day for Steph Trzynski. She's just coming right back at out and attacking the strike zone here.
Yeah, she's done a good job to bounce back from the previous innings and get ahead there, get the first out. Always a big deal.
Yeah, it's a great call to go online and find the different avenues that you can donate. And if you're around the ground and listening in somewhere, there is a wide range of merchandise available.
Sure is. I picked myself up a stubby cooler, some of the beads, some
yeah,
socks.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
Those are...
I think Mel McGee designed the stubby coolers, and, you know, 3 words are on it: celebrate, educate, and advocate. And I think that's what it's about. I think for the softball community and how they've, you know, embraced this across all the clubs wearing shirts or socks, it's really good.
So that's the celebrate part, as Steph Trzynski celebrates another strikeout. That's the celebrate part. What about educate here? Great opportunity here. What would you like us to be educated on in this Pride round? We can come back to that if you'd like to have a quick thought. But we'll roll through those great words that Mel McGee has. Liz Engler up to bat right now, but has she thrown a ball this inning yet?
I don't
I
Is
don't
that
think
7
so.
straight
She's
strikes?
definitely turned it up a notch, hasn't she? That's just a beautiful pitch. Nice curveball on the outside corner.
Well, look at the scores. Is that seven straight strikes? I think.
7 straight strikes.
Oh, now it's flared out. Once we talked it out of existence when she was
It's our
on that.
fault.
It is our fault, but it is a very clean 1-2-3 inning from Steph Trzynski. And I mean, is that hard as a pitcher sometimes when you know you've allowed 4 runs, not having your day? But it's obviously still important here. They're still within striking distance just to come out there and hold.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is being able to keep a good mindset when you get back out on the field. You set the tone as a pitcher, so Steph coming back out and shutting them down like that definitely sets the stage for the offense to come in now and hopefully score a couple runs to back her. It is definitely very difficult after you've given up a few runs in the beginning, but she did an amazing job there bouncing back, so good job, Steph.
A quick inning, too, to at least even save some time in these sometimes awkwardly timed games as well, when you don't know how many chances you're going to get if you don't get to go those full 7 innings. Although when Steph's been pitching, most of the games have been going 7.
Yeah, exactly. She usually gets through the offense pretty quickly, so she did really good to get them back into the dugout there.
I've got the educate one, Eric.
Oh, Danny,
I'll
let's go.
educate you on the other organisation West Torrens are supporting.
I knew you'd come through, Danny Moffat.
SA Rainbow Advocacy Alliance is a community of South Australians working towards an inclusive, healthy and safe South Australia. They work in 3 ways: through advocacy, advocate for decision makers to make evidence-based policy changes to improve the health, safety and inclusion; community-based, to take action on issues that matter to us. Our goal is to ensure advocacy is led by our lived experiences, because this is when we're most powerful. And awareness. We raise awareness of experiences in the broader community to make South Australia a more inclusive state.
It's the SA Rainbow Alliance.
Yo, advocate. Pride round.
You putting that on me?
I am.
I like it.
I think to me, advocate just means being a good ally to your friends, supporting everyone, and I think Softball SA in this round has done an amazing job backing everyone who may be part of the LGBTQI+ community. this round grows every year. All the teams are getting rainbow tops. It's awesome to see, and it is such a inclusive, positive environment.
Love it, yo.
It is a very colorful round, all these jerseys. It's cool to see how each team goes about integrating as well. I mean, I like the Magpies. I mean, that's a tricky one when you're an all-black uniform normal, but you go the white, and I kind of like that outline.
The rainbow outline looks really cool.
Yeah, it's sharp, isn't it?
We did say maybe some glitter on the back of their numbers might have been really cool.
That would have been nice.
It's the grey, silverly there. We could like put some glitter on there for next year.
Yeah.
I'll maybe Glenelg if you're around next year, yo.
Yep, get some glitter out.
Get some glitter out. Put it on the number.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I think Port's been talking about white uniforms for a while now, so it's great that they finally got it going, and they look really good.
They do. It's the black pants, white top, and then the colorful outline. But you're right, the gray numbers on Pride Round, that could go with some
glitter.
Some glitter. I like that
speak
call.
to
A little
the hierarchy.
sparkle. Well, a leadoff walk. So Danny Backsky is aboard. It's the third time in 4 innings that the leadoff runner has been aboard, but only the 1 run so far.
Yeah, Danny's done a great job letting that pitch go. I think as a batter, that'd be very hard to lay off of that one.
Emma Burridge showing bunt. Goes right through it again. Maybe getting like Yo's theory here, getting coached up for finals here.
I think it's probably a good idea. Bunting is you think it's a simple thing, but it can be quite hard at times, and you got to practice it. You know, you got to have your head still, have your feet still, head over that ball, stronger hands. It's not for you. Batters have to remember it's not for you. It's to advance your teammate.
Exactly, sacrificing yourself literally to move the runners over.
Grounded over. Marcelino gets 1. Can they turn 2? McKenna Smith does the splits again. Ooh, the lead runner is retired.
That transition from Bree is so quick. She's done a good job to toss that over, and then Montana as well. Great play all around.
That is quick. Look at the CMAX replay here.
She just tossed it straight over.
Just leaves her glove in a hurry.
Yeah, it's like she's done it a million times, which I'm sure she has.
Up perfect height, shoulder height where the second base wants it.
The lead runner sat down. Still a runner on here in the bottom of the 4th. West Torrens fell behind early. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the 3rd. Mini rally in the 3rd inning. And Trzynski, who went down on strikes in her first at-bat. That's the 1 of 2 strikeouts in the last one that Liz Engler has had. A lot of trusting her field, Engler.
Yeah, she's got an amazing defense backing her, so if I was her, I'd be backing the defense as well.
I was gonna say it's pretty rare for Steph to strike out 2 times in a row.
Absolutely.
She'll be keen to hit.
She'd be going for it right now, I'd say. Good to take that one.
Well, Charlotte Dobrozchek was listed as the starting pitcher before the game, with the DP being Liz Engler, and they made that swap. We don't know if it was a premeditated act or a see how it goes, but this flared out to Marcelino again, and another sure-handed play. 2 down.
Yeah, I'd say that's a strategic move in the lineup, you know, in case you get an opportunity to bring Charlotte in. You want to have that flex. If you start with 10, then you can make that change and leave that open for later in the game.
You wonder if you'll see Charlotte at some point in this game just to get an inning or 2 of work before the finals start. Sort of an awkward one because the final round isn't for another 2 weeks from now. And a swing and a miss from Sophie Hoyle. Given there's a national tournament starting here this week.
It's the men's nationals,
The men's nationals, yeah.
Oh,
and a nice grab from
reaction.
Engler. who looks right back Danny Moffat
She's
too.
just looking. Had a good look at her. She's running up first base. Bit of a chuckle.
Look you in the eyes as I throw you out.
She did really good to react to that right at the knee height. That's difficult.
She twisted it and then looked back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Grauer, you've made the move this year over towards Glen Elgin. Glen Elgin going back to the finals for the first time in a number of years, and it's a nice story from a club that wasn't even playing in the A-grade competition just a couple seasons ago. What do you think the difference this year has been in terms of getting Glen Elgin across the line in a season where if there's an injury to be had, an injury will be had?
Yeah, I'd say we've definitely been a bit unlucky the last couple months with injuries, but we're hoping to get a couple players back once we hit the final. Difference has been, I think everyone just bats 1 through 9. There's not one standout batter in our lineup. Everyone's doing their job, and we somehow just keep coming through at the very end and walk it off.
The comeback queens.
Great. So
They just
it's just a bit of maturity to not get caught up in what the score might be. There's always a chance at the end of the game, isn't there?
Now, Rebels will be playing in the finals. In that 3-4 game, it'll be against one of Sturt or West Torrens. If West Torrens lose this game and Sturt win versus Seacombe on the backfield, well, there will be a tie for second with 1 game to go. And entering the game today, both teams equal runs against. Now, West Torrens have allowed 4 in this game. I'm not too sure how many Sturt has allowed, but the 4 runs allowed in this game could be the difference between West Torrens and a top 2 spot or not.
Well, great job by Lana battling the sun a bit there. Yeah, it's been a really good season. I think you've seen every club be competitive. You've seen clubs improve throughout the year that maybe didn't have a great start. And it's always exciting when the standings aren't set 2 weeks before the final. You don't really know what's going to come. So I think it's great for softball all around.
Yeah, the scores hold right now. The finals matchup, who Glen Elgin will play, is going to be determined on the final day, the final out of the minor rounds, which is always exciting as Neves steps up. And gives a lot to battle, makes these games meaningful for West Torrens. I mean, obviously, if you have the choice, you'd rather play in the double chance game. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they'd be putting everything at it to make sure they get that game.
A preference, Joe?
Oh, I don't know. Both very tough lineups, both very tough pitching, defense.
Neves to Lana Kaesler, who's made 2 plays now in this inning. The interesting thing about the top 4 this year is that everybody has beat everybody at some point in the season.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
That keeps the competition very real. And
you don't know what's going to happen, so very exciting leading up to it. Oh, great pitch there by Steph.
I think it's important the first half of the season, especially the clubs that lose players to college. So, to get yourself as high as you can at the start, and then you lose, Sturt, pitches and stuff like that, which makes it hard.
Yeah, definitely adjustment after the new year, trying to figure out what the lineup might be.
Now, whatever adjustment West Torrens made, well, they also got Steph back. That helps as an adjustment. They haven't lost in 2024. They have surged up the standings and now sit a win away from locking in. That's, well, they need a win and a Sturt loss still to lock in that top 2 spot. Sturt dropped a point today. They drew Seacombe in a 1-1 game on the backfield.
Yeah, Steph has definitely come out firing in the new year. I think I heard 24 strikeouts across 2 games in a doubleheader last weekend.
Yeah, that.
Not bad.
Yep. 14 innings pitched, 2 complete games, 2 shutouts, 4 hits allowed, 24 strikeouts.
Not bad.
Lazy Saturday for Steph Trzynski.
Classic Steph.
Brie Marcelino shot way up in the air. Charging on to make the play is Jackie Beal. It is a 1-2-3 inning. That is 8 sat down in a row since Jess Maslin had that RBI double. And importantly, it means Jess Maslin comes up to bat with nobody on base, which I'm sure is a much nicer experience as a pitcher.
Absolutely. I think she steps it up when she knows there's RBIs to be had. She sees those runners on and she focuses in just that little bit more.
I think you're right, yeah. Some batters thrive on having runners on. You know, you just got to, as a coach, try and work out your batting lineup to say your on-base average is high. So and this kid loves to hit runs in, but I hope the Eagles come back here and get a few runs, because I might not be welcome back then if they haven't lost the game in 24.
Jinxed them.
Jinx them.
Maybe they're saving it the best for late here for you, Danny.
I wouldn't mind that. The Eagles rally.
Well, they've got leadoff runners on. There's been 4 offensive innings for West Torrens. Harris had the double in the first. They couldn't score. The leadoff single from Tara Lord, who's leading off this inning. They scored her, but defensive miscue, well, I don't even know if you call it a miscue. It was a tough play from Charlize Callahan, but that helped score the run. And then the leadoff walk from Danny Backsky in the 4th inning. And then some nice defensive plays again, kept some runs off the board. There's been some nice defensive plays in general that have kept runs off the board from Port Adelaide today. Wow. And again, a lead-off hit. Tara Lord is 2 for 2. She's gone up the middle twice, and a promising player.
Yeah, she's done a great job to keep her hands inside that ball. That pitch was actually a bit on the inside half, and she still went up the middle. So, great job, Tara Lord. Very good.
Gotta like that as a coach when you've got some finals lineup decisions to be made, and Tara Lord comes through with a 2 for 2 performance with 2 hits up the middle off of Liz Angler, who has had a great season this year.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go for a sack bunt here.
That jammer on the fingers a little bit on Alicia.
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good.
And aggressive by Tara. A first pitch, smacked it back up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing pleases the coach more than that. So, if it was to the left or right a bit more than a double,
Nothing.
that might
Nothing.
please me a lot more better. But you know.
But it's certainly up on the list.
Certainly up there to get your lead off on first pitch. You know.
Yeah, it just looks like that came in on her hands a bit. I don't know if it actually caught her finger.
How's Mel McGee's hat, by the way?
I
just need to call that out.
On point. On point, Melly McGee.
She's hitting the theme, that's for sure.
As a coach of West Torrens way back, I don't know, the early 2000s when it was, Melly McGee was one of my favourites to coach. She was just a bit cheeky, but loved the work ethic. Never had the gun arm, and she'd be first to admit that. She hasn't got the arm, but got the glove work and the footwork and the transition to make up for that. So she was a...
Yeah, she's always a good vibe out on the field.
She was certainly a big part of that coaching staff last year that led West Torrens to, I mean, it's not a drought-breaking championship in the terms of like a Port Adelaide had in the for many years it was before not even getting in it. But West Torrens had been knocking on the door for so many years and just faltered in that last game and finally getting across the line. Mel McGee, a big part of that as well. From a core group of players that has been around this club for a while. And they're all premiership players now.
Oh.
And after Marchink jammed on the fingers, that one just slipped away, and now, was that a foul ball?
Did it? I think it might have hit her knob. No, that got her hand.
No, it's called the foul ball.
Foul ball.
Very tough, Alicia, coming back in the box after that. You wouldn't want to be holding a bat.
A tough 2 strikes to be put on you.
Yeah.
Well, can West Torrens generate something? Was this part of the lineup that got on earlier? And now Marchink lines it right. Is it a double play? And the ball slips away. That was gunned down. It was a one of those quick transitions from Brie Marcelino again. They almost doubled her up and said there'll be a runner standing on 2.
Yeah, I think Tara maybe had a bit of too big of a lead off there. She made great contact, but unfortunately just went right to Marcelino, and she's lucky with that result.
I'm not sure McKenna Smith was expecting the ball to come at her so quickly.
I don't think I've ever seen a quicker transition and throw. That was
that was an absolute
super
rocket.
quick. That was super quick.
Jordan Harris has a runner in scoring position. First pitch swing. It's rolled over to Marcelino. It takes a funny hop. And she wisely doesn't try to force anything against Jordan Harris, who was, well, she was a chance to make it regardless on a slow roller.
Yeah, Jordy's so quick. She's one of those players that, as a fielder, she's going to push you to make some mistakes.
Well,
I think that just took a funny hop on Brie, though.
Well, getting late in the game here.
Couple on.
With your 2, 3, and 4 up. This is what you
coming
want
up.
as a coach,
This is what
right?
I want as a coach.
Amber Hood, a tough at-bat. Lana Kaesler, also a tough at-bat. Both of them combined 0 for 4 in this game, which means they might be due.
Yeah, I'd say they're knocking on the door right now.
It's the 3rd time through against Liz Engler.
Yeah, I think this is great overall. It's not finals yet, but you've got a bit of a finals vibe here. And for West Torrens offense right now, they can try to turn the page.
Is that important for you as a player to feel like the intensity is getting ramped up before the intensity gets ramped up?
Oh, absolutely. You want to make sure you're prepared and have had games that are important before you hit into finals. So I know for Port, they're probably going to finish top, so this game might not be that important to them, but they'd absolutely be wanting to get into form.
There's a 3-point difference at the top of the standings right now. If Port win this game, they will win the minor premiership. If they lose this game, well, then the Eagles are 1 point behind them with 1 game to play. Eagles can finish anywhere from minor premiers to in that 3-4 game.
Yeah, always exciting for that this part of the season.
And now the bases are loaded for the woman that came up clutch last year.
I'd be scared.
No surprises, Coach Lucas, with the timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. A hitter like Lana, you'd want to take that breath and try to figure out what you're going to do.
I think you're right, though. And then with the week break, you said, next week with the men's nationals, then you got to come back for 1 round before you crack into the finals. So it's a bit of a break and then get yourself back up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that last game. And like you said, you want to give as many players at-bats and fielding in game situations in that last round.
Glen Elk, meanwhile, are just hoping that break can be a little bit longer, maybe buy some time for a couple players to get back.
Yeah, we don't have any more games now until finals, so hopefully giving everyone a bit of a rest.
You scored a bye the last round.
Yeah. Lucky for us at this point.
And the spot is secured, playing in the game. You know you're playing on that Wednesday, the 20th. Is that the first game? No, it's the Saturday, the 17th.
Yeah, Saturday is the
Saturday
first
the
finals
17th.
this year. So a bit of a change. Usually that, is it the prelim or the semi? It's
Yeah.
normally on Wednesday. So they've changed that up. Both games are now
Yeah,
on
normally
that
goes
Saturday.
Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. It's just Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. 8 days of finals, 7 days, 8 days of finals total.
It's going back to way back when I was around, yeah.
Well, Lana Kaesler has the tying run aboard. And Liz Engler battling the strike zone a little bit. This game started a little bit after 5 o'clock with the delay. So we'll likely get another inning regardless. But this is the moment for West Torrens. Last year's premiership hero, Lana Kaesler. Bases juiced.
Yeah, exciting to see what she might do here.
Hitters count. Kaesler scoops at one. It's got to be charged on, and it drops in front. They'll get an easy out at 2. It's a double play. She's called safe.
She had to tag her there because the force was broken at 3.
Yep. She got a bit distracted by her helmet falling off there.
Yeah, and 1 run will score. So here's the force out, and then, yeah,
No tag.
had to tag her.
Great job by Lana there, just knowing the situation. She just needed to get a fly ball to the outfield in order to score a run.
Well, 4-2 game. 1 run has come in. Now, Danny Backsky. She's got a walk in this game already. Those big defensive moments you can think back to earlier in the game for Port Adelaide, whether it be Neves diving in right field or the double play, not the double play, just a great play from Marcelino diving at shortstop to make the out. Those have saved a couple runs in this ball game.
Yeah, good to see West Torrens come back and attack this late in the game.
I think even on that hit, that's a hard for the base runner. You got to tag up, you know, and then the centre fielder do the right thing there, just get the easier out and score a run. But for West Torrens, it did move that run around to 3.
Yeah.
Strike on back, Sky. Port Adelaide trying to clinch the minor premiership.
Starting to get a bit short on time here.
Yeah, the first pitch would have started, I think, at 5:05, so I think they're up against it a little bit. As back sky, it goes off of Callahan. 1 run will score, and now there's 2 runners on, and all of a sudden it's a 1-run ball game.
A great hit there. Very tough play for Charlize. A lot of spin on that ball. It's very tough to read, especially with the sun coming down on her. You can see she's in the sun and there's a bit of shade. Ball's going in and out.
Yeah, so I think first pitch was around that 5:07. Okay,
right.
So they have 6 minutes before no new innings, and this is the bottom of the 5th. So we still have some time for the Eagles. This is one of your ideal situation as a coach. Score these 2 runs and then just kill a, little pitcher, man.
Coaches don't do that,
No.
do they? Come on.
Oh, I just need to
Come
check,
on.
Yeah,
timeout.
Timeout,
Shoelace. Yeah, the sprinklers, decided to turn on.
Right before.
Just right before
Oh, did they
kickoff.
really?
So,
Well, I think that was probably for the benefit. The field was very hard earlier in the day. Good to soften it up a bit.
Well, what I don't think Steph Trzynski loved too much was that pitcher's mat was a little puddly to start the game.
Was it?
Yeah, and then, they got it all sorted out. They dried it the best they can, and then I'm sure as a pitcher, that's hard to go out there, right? You're not really thinking about that variable until...
No, I like having the mat out there, but if it's wet, it might be a whole different story. You don't want to worry about slipping when you're up there.
Grounded up the middle. It goes off of Angler. It's a slow roller. Tight play. She's safe.
good base running.
Absolutely. You put the ball in play, you don't know what's going to happen.
You can see on the CMAX replay, I think the fact that it sort of just knocked off the glove of Angler, it slowed down the ball a little bit, making this a very tricky play for Edwards, who barehanded that.
Yeah, still a very close play at first.
So the bases are loaded for Steph Trzynski. Time will start to become a factor soon.
And again, not another batter you wouldn't want to be facing in this situation. She's definitely got a fire in her belly, and she...
First pitch swing, it goes down the line, and cool as you like from Charlize Callahan.
Great play. Smart play as well, going straight to her base.
Take a look at this on the CMAX replay. Just a cool little flick away of the ball as well after she steps on the bag, but there was the force out because of bases loaded.
It's bounced straight into her hands there, but that was hit hard, and she's done well to get that on the backhand and keep it in front of her.
Right place, right times.
Yeah.
Ball pops up and you're literally standing on the bag.
Smart to remember there was a runner there that just touched the base. So it's, I think that one before, was one of those ones where the pitcher does go for it or doesn't go for it. As a second or shortstop, you're like, please pitcher, just leave it.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're pitching because you just react. And obviously you want the ball. Liz is someone who's going to want to make the plays. Steph would do the same, I'm assuming. So you just react when it's hit back at you, but sometimes you are better off just leaving it.
But there's just no way of knowing.
100%.
Well, Steph Trzynski allowed the 2 runs in the first and then the 2 runs in the third, but since then she's been pretty good. 8 up, 8 down since giving up that last run in the third, and she's worked quickly as well.
Yeah, she's done a great job to bounce back from the first couple innings and just shut it down. I think as a pitcher, if you give up a leadoff runner or any runner, your goal is always to get the next batter. You don't want to give up consecutive safe hits or a safe hit and then a walk, so she's done really good to absolutely shut it down now.
Need to come in and hold them out here and then get that next bat.
Jess Maslin is being productive in her 2 at-bats. Her first inning, it was a fly out to center field, but it was a sacrifice fly. It scored a run. And then the RBI double made it a 4-0 game at the time in the third, and now Maslin towers one to left field. It's back, it's deep, it's to the wall, and it's off the wall. Jess Maslin so close to going deep again, but she'll stand up on 2. What a day from Maslin.
Also hit the gym, Jess. Come on.
1 rep away.
As you were saying earlier in the game, she's definitely a batter you'd want to face with no runners on. So it's good that the lineup's been split up in that situation.
Off the top of the fence by the look of that, even with the West Beach breeze. Nearly over.
Yeah, she smoked that.
Definitely a very aggressive batter.
Now Charlize Callahan up the middle. Trzynski has a look back at Maslin. Callahan, who's had Trzynski's number over the last couple years, saw a first pitch. She hit the ball hard.
Yeah, Steph did good to react to that.
Good composure there by the pitcher throwing to first base. The commentator before, Kylie, I think her name was.
Heard of her?
I think I've seen a few of hers. That would probably went over the first base dugout. Kylie was not known for throwing from the pitching mound to first base.
And a cracking shot from Gemma Letton. It'll add an insurance run. Letton will stay at first, and the smiling assassin goes in for the kill.
She's done a bit of a dance move over at first there.
I don't know if we got that on the CMAX replay, but it was, she's got the moves.
I hope we got it.
I've really enjoyed the aggressive first pitch hitting from both teams. You know, it's get out there.
It's a smart strategy to have. Pitchers are always going to come at you first pitch.
I don't know if we had the dance on the CMAX replay. It would have been a meme. Someone would have turned it into a GIF.
It deserves
just a GIF that lives in the
Someone,
group chat.
Someone or you.
Now they're trying to. Ooh.
Those ones, you want to make sure you get your hand on it straight away while it's foul, because it could easily roll back into fair territory.
Well, we saw that in the Open Women's a couple years ago with Belle White on that ball that was knocked foul and then spun its way back fair in a pretty crucial moment.
Yeah, I think
the ball of destiny.
Gave me a bit of instant. Remembered that one. Great pitch by Steph there. So coming back, she's just given up the hit, and then she's come back with a strikeout.
Well, could be a crucial insurance run that Gemma Letton knocked in. So many different players in this lineup have made impacts. Jess Golden with a single and a triple. She's scored twice. Brie Marcelino with 2 hits. She scored twice. Jess Maslin, 2 doubles in the sacrifice fly. Charlize Callahan, an RBI double. Gemma Letton has the RBI. Some aggressive Port Adelaide lineup. They certainly like to attack this Magpies team, don't they, Yo?
Yeah, that's something I've noticed this game. They are attacking the first pitch. Like I said earlier, a good strategy to have, but very aggressive. And they're just putting the ball in play.
That's what Kylie said at the very start of the broadcast. When you're going up against a pitcher like Steph, all you can do is put the bat on the ball and put it in play and hope for the best. And that's what happened in the first inning when they scored their first 2 runs. But inning 3, it was some line drive shots.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be getting into a 2-strike situation against Steph, because then she can just play around and put some spin on the ball.
8 strikeouts on the day for Steph Trzynski. That will be her final inning of work. We're down to our final 3 outs here with Yo Grauer and Danny Moffat. Danny, again, thanks so much for flying in for this game. Coach Danny right now in the circle, standing next to Mel McGee. What would your message be here for the Eagles as Mel McGee delivers a rousing speech, you can tell down the line?
I think just enjoy it. You know, you got to enjoy your game. Make contact, get after the pitch that you want. If you want to hit that first one, then get after it. You know, it's just batting together as a team. They've got their first runner on, I think, all but 1 inning. So, you know, let's try and work with that again and start afresh. It's the last time. Why not go for it? The Eagles do come back quite well, so we'll see how they go here.
It's the 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Sophie Hoyle, but then Tara Lords, she's got 2 hits, and Alicia Marching's been on base as well. And as the old saying goes, if 7, 8, 9 get it done, that's how games are won. Well, now 7, 8, 9 have to get it done if this game is going to be won.
That's exactly right. I think they showed last innings, you know, get the ball into play, make the fielders make the outs.
First pitch strike delivered, though, from Liz Engler. Engler in her 2nd season in the Premier League. She was here 2 years ago. And a cracking shot down the line. That stays fair. Sophie Hoyle will have a look at 2. It's still rattled up in Death Valley down the left field line, and it's the 5th time the Eagles have had a leadoff runner aboard. This time it's a double from Hoyle.
She's absolutely smoked that ball and landed just fair. That's not where you want the ball to go as a pitcher. Straight down the line, hard for the left fielder to get, but good job, Sophie.
Hands out, right at it. Very good. Ripped it past the third base. That's what you want. Not as an old third baseman. You don't want that ripped at you, but yeah.
Jump out of the way.
Yeah, jump out of the way.
Tara Lord, 2 hits on the day for the kid.
She stood up quite well today, Tara. Another one of those specials will score another run and really put the pressure on Port.
Playing as the DP.
Look like they're going to go outside more on her. Yeah. Coach McGee. Pinch runner.
So they'd be looking for base hit now from Tara Lord. Base hit to the outfield, runner scores. You want a quick runner on?
Tara Lord. It's been a good game, this one. A battle between the top 2 teams, and if it goes according to script, well, I'm sure we'll see them again in the finals. Although the Eagles may not even be in 2nd place when they go to bed tonight. Not sure the score on the backfield. We'll have to get that for you.
Yeah, interesting you said the first game of the doubleheader was a tie. So where does that leave everyone?
Well, if Sturt win on the backfield and score and allow 4 runs or less, Sturt will be in 2nd.
Okay.
Going to bed tonight. A weird roller over to Callahan. That was a tricky play. They're trying to advance the runner to 3rd. She's safe. The ball was right under her. That was a funny little play from Charlize Callahan where the ball was moving in a funny way at least.
Yeah, she's done really good to just keep her glove down and get behind that and make the play at first. Sometimes the soft spinny ones are a lot harder to field than the hard ones hit straight at you.
Definitely. And on the dirt, and that's good running for Caitlin Holt there.
Yeah, she waited till just the right time to get over.
Well, and all the way the standings work out have implication on your Rebels as well. You know you're playing in the game, you just don't know against who.
Don't know who. Have to be ready for anyone now. Great pitch there on the inside corner.
Well, a shot over towards short. Marcelino makes a nice play to hold the runner. The quick strike again.
Yeah.
Eagles down to their final out.
That was an excellent play by Bree. Not quite a short hop, sort of that awkward long hop. Hit very hard. She's done well to make that.
Her glove work and footwork and throw is just phenomenal. You know, just easy, pretty to watch, just pops up, fields it, throws her out.
Yeah, she's been a great pickup for Port this year. With the bat as well.
Take it as a pitcher, you would love to have someone like Bree behind you.
Yeah, she's very good. She can turn what should be base hits into outs.
She showed that earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
Dive up the middle, make the play.
Harris straight up in the air. Golden was searching for it.
If someone can find the fence for an in-the-park home run, Jordan Harris could be the one.
Yeah, I think she's done that against me before.
I didn't know that. I didn't mean to.
No, I know. Yeah, she's very quick.
Very quick. Down this right field.
And she's got
line.
really good power,
Yeah.
too. If she hits a gap, something could happen.
Final out on the line. Harris up the middle, right back to Marcelino. Across the diamond. It's a minor premiership for the Port Adelaide Magpies. They hand West Torrens their first loss in the calendar year, and they move all alone in first place, and there's no way anyone can catch them. They'll finish the season top.
Yeah, just some great defensive plays throughout the entire game by them. They did really good to hold strong and close it out there.
I think it was their aggressive batting that won me over, you know, getting out there. First pitch hitting, especially of Steph, you want to be on top against a pitcher like that. So take the game to Steph is what they did. Very impressive.
A few contributors in here, and I've got the stats obviously in front of me, but anyone jump off the page. We've got to name a CMAX player of the game. We can name 3 if we want. You know, we have that ability, but CMAX player of the game. Anyone that screams out at you, Danny Moffat?
Bree Marcelino, fielding-wise. Pitcher, Liz Engler, was it?
Yeah, Liz was great as well.
I gotta say, not on the winning team, but Tara Lord, great on her, getting base hits her first 2 at-bats and scoring twice. From a young player like her, that's got to do really good for her confidence.
And
that would have been my third 2 there.
I am going to go with some magic from Maslin, who had the sac fly in the first to score a run, and then the RBI double in the third, the leadoff double in the sixth. That ended up being a pretty crucial insurance run. West Torrens were pressuring the last. So I think in a game like this, though, it's hard to pick one when it's been kind of contributions from everywhere in the lineup, which is what you'd expect from the top 2 teams.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you want to see. Going into finals, everyone's contributing, so you don't want to be relying on 1 or 2 players. So good game of softball.
Yeah, appreciate you, Tez, spending some time with us here in the CMAX broadcast booth. Danny Moffat, thanks for flying in for this game. Any final thoughts on Pride Round, what this means to you in the day today?
I think for me, softball was the winner. That was always my catchphrase, Joe, when I was hanging around the West Beach Fields as a player for Torrens Valley originally, who are no longer here and then moved across to coach West Torrens. But I think big kudos to West Torrens and the Pride Round and all the clubs getting behind, you know, all the money that they raise for the 2 organisations that they're going to do. It's just good to see. Loved it, and thank you so much for having me.
Danny, we loved having you. Yo, we're going to be seeing you on these broadcasts. Next time we see you is what, 2 weeks today?
2 weeks from now.
You got to get prepped up for playing either. I don't know what the score of the backfield was. I don't know if I'm looking around. It's not streaming the live score. Okay. So right now it could be West Torrens. It could be Sturt as well. So we'll take a look at this. Also, the awards night for the Softball Association. That's on a Sunday, the 17th of March. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, is it?
What could go wrong?
That's a fun one.
Yeah, a semi-formal attire. That should be a fun one. And the Kath Coral Medal will be awarded that night. And there's a couple contenders up on that list. So we'll see you then. Danny Moffat, thank you very much for joining us. Yo Grauer, Kylie, thank you very much. And shout out to the Spacequake Sports team and producer Brandon and everybody there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see ya. What about everything Andy? We'll thank everything Andy as well. And we'll catch you in the next broadcast.
Yeah, it was good.